problem after the game against France. Colin Slade might be just limping a tad as well, so that is the most scary factor for the All Blacks, bearing in mind the last 24 hours. Just that they can get through, play some polished rugby, but unscathed.
Well, Andrew Hoare leading the All Blacks today. He's the 65th Test captain for the All Blacks. And one or two notables have only ever captained the All Blacks in one Test match. Just a couple that spring to mind, Chris Laidlaw and Kel Tremaine. In fact, there are 10 players who were one Test captains. So Andrew Hoare joining that list today, 65th Test captain.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
As Ed Fairhurst rolls it in, the All Black scrum, which was dominant in the first half. They've got it again as Reid sends it off to Vito. That was a try-scoring move in the first half. Now Cowan away for Slade. Williams can't hang on. Mistakes really plaguing this All Black performance in the second half. And they've only been going 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's about being mentally right. And the game is so easily in the bank at half-time. This can happen, but sides who are mentally tough enough get through this. And Sonny Bill Williams changed angle. The ball hit his chest. Just watch where he carries his hands here. You see elbows in at the side rather than away from his body. So lever's not out far enough to make the catch a little bit easier. Coughed it up.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Fairhurst again. Carpenter. Cowan gets there quickly. It's been knocked on by Carpenter. And so it'll be an All Black scrum.
It wasn't. Get them up. Cross forward.
So no group of three. They'll be happy but frustrated at the same time, and frustrated with what they're seeing from their side in the second half with far too many errors.
Change is coming.
8.
Well, Tari Wepu's wearing jersey number 21, and he's on for Mills Muliaina to end his 99th Test. So we'll look where Piri Wepu will go, and Anthony Borich for Kieran Reid, whose comeback has been a very successful one.
I think Wepu's gone to 10, and Slade will come to the wing. So, and Tuiava to fullback. So taking the opportunity to tinker a little bit with what might become an option in games as they progress, and if they progress later into this tournament. Well, certainly got one more game, guaranteed, we know that.
Crutch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Now, off the bat by Kano, all the way, Jerome Kano.
That is a byproduct of a very strong scrum where the Canadian Lucies had to lock on to prevent the shove. Kano took advantage of that. You see there with Chauncey O'Toole locked on, and Kano just too quick out of the boot outside, explosive speed. Try number, where am I with him? Try number 7 in his 45th Test for Jerome Kano.
And I tell you what, no one in this All Black squad deserves to be on the score sheet more than him in this tournament. In fact, the latter part of this year, he has been a standout for the All Blacks on every occasion. And Mike Cron, the member of the coaching staff, will be most thrilled with this performance. The scrum has been one of the key assets, and another one for Slade.
And he looks like he's got a wee niggle too, Colin Slade. Grimacing a little bit.
Change for Canada, 17 for 3 for them. So Scott Franklin from the Prairie Wolfpack replacing Jason Marshall.
50 points on the board, 51 to 15. Munro's kick is nicely done this time by Whitelock. As Cowan works it away for Wepu. Now Vito. Cowan clears Wepu. Off he goes on a little searching run, but and Franks, in fact, it was Woodcock. Now Tauiava. Whitelock, nice pass back to Franks. He in turn drops it off to Conrad Smith. And Tauiava takes it to ground, 5 metres in All Black territory. Wepu away into centre field where Vito sets it up. And the ball lost, seemed to be lost. And it's been turned over. So Canada have it. Slow ball. Now Munro. Oh, Ryan Smith. And, well, there's a little bit of drizzle falling Ian Smith. But the handling in the second half has been average.
It's just a little bit more than a little bit of drizzle. It's becoming quite substantial all of a sudden. And I suppose there is some sort of excuse, some of the handling, but by and large, these rugby balls these days are a good deal better than they used to be in that department. And I don't think you can use too much of that as an excuse.
Here's Kieran Crowley. He's talking into his microphone, issuing instructions to his sideline staff. You never ever really see much chatter coming out of this box. One of them has a microphone, and I think that might be Steve Hansen, but they're usually pretty measured in their messages. They trust their players implicitly to solve stuff on the park. So Guildford has just gone and parked himself just inside the back, a little bit of Sonny Bill Williams.
Pause, engage.
Cowan feeds the scrum. Now Wepu. Away for Sonny Bill Williams. Cowan. Across for Whitelock, still on their own side of halfway, and that's been hacked through. Snapped up by Wepu. He's going to have to take the tackle here as the Canadians pile in. Cowan, Slade, who's supposed to be playing on the wing, but he's coming to do the kicking. Wepu was a bit tied up, and a clearing kick made by Matt Evans.
And just watch Slade then. He's not comfortable with an ankle. I just wonder if it's his left ankle.
If you hadn't picked up the news, Aaron Cruden has been called into the All Blacks squad to make it up to the 30, with Dan Carter dropping out. So 15 gone second half, 51-15, and Boric coming up with a line-out take, and that's poor again. Low dipping pass, and Vito couldn't hold it.
3 black.
Now, this is a poor period on the handling front by the All Blacks. Ian Smith, another change.
Yeah, the Franks brothers swapping over. So that's Ben and 17. Yeah, this pass was a difficult one, even with a dry ball to hang on to from Wepu. Dipped in front, and that's a man with very good ball skills as well. Victor Vito normally unable to hold on to that. So all not smooth in that room. A little bit like a bunch of blokes that woke up this morning and their preferred present was gone from under the Christmas tree.
Crutch.
That's a very good one, Ian Smith.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Stay on.
Scrum just holding up and no more. Carpenter running into Kano. And the Canadians sealing that off.
6.
You just need to settle the All Blacks here.
6 sitting off.
This game's loosened up too much, so go down the touch line, go to a line out, construct a set play. What's happening, Horry? All Black skipper Andrew Hoare. Horry said, kick it out.
And And that duly has been done, and so a line out about 20 metres away.
And just Kleberger is it off his feet straight away. All Blacks no chance to compete for that.
8 tries to 2 so far in the game. Williams brings it down. And the All Blacks might just, for a moment anyway, try and just tighten this up a little. Get something going through the middle, but there's not much happening now. They get some momentum. As Vito continues to hold in the back. And now he has to spin away. And they'll set it up here for Jimmy Cowan. Swings it wide for Wepu. Drops it off for Sonny Bill Williams. Guildford right there with him. Again, the arm goes up as Andrew Hoare takes it in. Now here's Borich. Worked away for Guildford. 3 already, Zach Guildford. Great acceleration once more. Cowan. Off to Wepu. Double round. Now he sends it away. Opening up here for Slade. Playing on the wing now, Colin Slade. As the All Blacks go straight up the centre through Ben Franks. Not committing enough players, and Canada might have outdone them here. They did really well. Good defensive effort by the Canadians. Ryan Smith drops the pass off to McKenzie. Kleberger gets hit by Vito big time. Now Fairhurst. Doing well down the narrow side. Bidens. Now the All Blacks trying to counter ruck as well. Bidens ball loose. Smith. Still going with Andrew Hoare. Now Cowan. Woodcock. Wepu. Toiava. Guildford. Sonny Bill Williams gets the All Blacks' 9th try today.
He's played pretty well, Sonny Bill Williams, this afternoon. A couple of turnovers there, once by the All Blacks, and they were hammering away at the line, and then Canada as they tried to bring it out, and ultimately the All Blacks had numbers to the left, hugely in their advantage. I had to work at it a bit in the end. And it was Tuiava and Guildford to Sonny Bill, easy as you like.
Well, it was only subtle, wasn't it? But just look at the extra pace just here from Guildford. It was just 5 or 6 steps, but it drew 2 defenders. It was enough of a threat to bring 21 in, and that was Sean White off the wing, and that created that passageway down the far side. And that's what it needed, that move. It was just going across the field slightly, and just 5 or 6 of direct, quick meters from Zach Guildford. And Sonny Bill too strong even in that small cramped space. And here's an interesting one, Grant Fox. Wepu kicking.
And the crowd have just recognised that here in Wellington. One of their favourite sons is Piri Wepu.
Well, Colin Slade has got that. Appears to be a bit of a niggle. So here he is from the sideline. Oh, not bad.
Not bad at all. No, we know he is a very accomplished goal kicker, Piri Wepu, and that was evident right there. Just one more look at this. Tuiava, just a little shuffle to the outside, and that extra pace by Guildford. Williams' ability to beat a man one-on-one on display there.
19 for 5 for Canada. Tyler Hodson for one of the old men of the group, Jamie Cudmore.
Whitelock controls it once more, with assistance there from Andrew Hoare. Now Wepu moves it on. Vito. Well, he's carried the ball strongly today, Victor Vito. Wepu. And that might have touched one of the Canadian players. Doesn't matter anyway, as Munro fields it. And Evans makes the pass away for Fairhurst. Well, they haven't given up here, the Canadians. They like to move the ball through the hand. Ryan Smith goes down, and a good tackle from Borich. Fairhurst again. Now Kleberger showing good pace, getting on the outside, but then it